Hello, brothers and sisters. My name is Leonard Clark. It is November 20th of the year 2015. I'm broadcasting to you live via YouTube from Phoenix, Arizona. I'm making this quick YouTube to say thank you to the Arizona Democratic congressional members who voted against the terrible hate-mongering and fear-mongering bill that was meant to pander to fear of our fellow Americans yesterday in the United States Congress. I want to specifically thank Congressman Grijalva and Congressperson Kirkpatrick if they did vote against this bill, which I believe they did. Unfortunately, we also did have a Democrat, Kyrsten Sinema, a Congressperson Kyrsten Sinema, who voted with the Republicans, a Republican-sponsored bill, and it's very sad that she did this. And I want to make this appeal to Congressperson Sinema and all of the other Democrats and the Republicans who voted with this for this hate-mongering bill set up by Congressman Ryan. You have a chance to recant your votes in a way. When the president vetoes this bill, you do not have to vote to override the president's veto. This bill can die the death that it needs to die, unfortunately, because it is a hate-mongering and fear-mongering xenophobic bill. So if you vote against the president on his veto, then you are once again showing us that you are using hate, you're using the lowest common denominator any politician can use to get votes, and that is fear and hate of other human beings. This bill is a horrible bill. It will, for all and effect purposes, intents, shut down the legal process we have, the strong vetting process that takes over 2 years approximately for every immigrant or refugee that comes here. I don't know about you, but we are tired of seeing children drowning in the ocean, in the Mediterranean, who are trying to escape from Syria, and we do not need to be part of the group that denies them, like the group that was denied during World War II, that came here to America but was turned away and was sent back to the death camps. Because surely Congressperson Sinema and all of you Republicans who voted with Congressperson Sinema, and yes, Governor Ducey, for your very vicious and hate-mongering statement, you will be sending people back to their deaths, men, women, and children, most assuredly, by doing this. This is not what America is about. So again, we are having an event today at DeSoto's Central Market just to say thank you, to get together and see what Congress people we will write and say thank you to, what we will do in the future non-violently if Congressperson Ryan does what it looks like he will do, and that is take this bill and if the president tries to veto it, attach it to the big spending bill, in effect threatening a government shutdown. So I salute all of my brothers and sisters out there in solidarity with you. Puente today will be having an event about how families are being separated at the state capitol. I believe it is at 3 p.m. here in Arizona, so I will do my best to be there. I hope to see you there. And then right after that, I believe a day of remembrance for our transgendered brothers and sisters who are being horribly picked on and tormented because of their sexual orientation. And then right after that, well, not right after, but at around 6 p.m., I will be at DeSoto Central Market in the community room, and if you would like to stop by and say hi, that would be great. We are no longer disunited. We are united, brothers and sisters. And yes, there were a few Republicans that actually voted against this horrible bill too. But this is the time and place we live in here, especially in Arizona. Our Governor Ducey has chosen to use political pandering to get votes, political fear-mongering pandering. It's the lowest common denominator. This is the type of thing that was used in Rwanda. You know, they got on the radio stations, the politicians, and told the radio disc jockeys, you know, go out and kill your neighbor, do this, hate your neighbor, fear your neighbor. This is the worst thing that we can do right now. Most assuredly, this is what the terrorists want. So again, thank you, brothers and sisters. You inspire me all for what you're doing. I will post a link to our Facebook group below on this message. I also want to send a shout out to Dan and PDA because he has also come out and strongly condemned this xenophobic bill, and Congressperson Sinema, who should have known better. And I'm greatly disappointed. I had sat next to her in anti-occupation Iraq occupation rallies, and I remember when she was a member of the Green Party. So I'm really stunned at what she's doing. Sometimes your conscience, and actually all the time, but that should outweigh any congressional pension or powerful position you want to keep. This is one of those critical moments. And I also forgot to thank Phoenix Mayor Greg Stanton, whom many of you know that sometimes I have political and philosophical disagreements with about what the Democratic Party is and where it should go. A strong shout out to Senator Quesada and Senator Farley, the mayor of Tempe. I believe there were a few others I probably left out, but hopefully there's a lot more, especially Democrats, that are speaking out against this, and yes, even Republicans. So thank you to all of those politicians and leaders who have done this. Brothers and sisters, the time now is to act now, non-violently, to let these politicians and elected leaders know this is not 2001 again, where we're going to pass our Patriot Act, so-called Patriot Act, our hate bill, and use this to gin up votes for politics. This should be above politics, and this is not how we defeat terrorism, by doing this, by picking on children and women and men who are coming here as refugees, who are trying to get away from the very monsters we are going to send them back to. Thank you very much, and have a good morning.